Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. What if 9310? Yeah, this was made by Austra's Migrant. So yeah, previously, exactly, I'm pregnant. His jaw dropped speechless. Then a grin appeared on his face. It grew wider and wider until he looked like a manic, ma- like a maniacal clown. He started jumping around the house, yelling, "I'm going to be a father." He began doing chakra enhanced cartwheels and flips, then jumped to the roof. Yugito thought of all reactions. I didn't think he'd do this. Better stop him before he tells the whole world. Naruto calmed down, uh, reasoning that if the Akatsuki got a hold of this information, his whole family would be in danger. Don't think I didn't think you'd be that happy, Yuito said. Duh, I'm gonna be a father. But Akatsuki must not know of this, at all costs. There was a knock at the door. Naruto-kun, are you in? Came the voice of Jiraiya. The blonde male walked off the roof and jumped onto the front garden. When he opened the gate, Jiraiya said, "Congrats." Naruto gasped. How did you know? Withdrawing a notebook from his pocket, the white-haired sage said, Minato-kun looked the same when he found out he was going to be a father. Minato shrugged in the mindscape and said, "Can't deny that." Yugito dropped nimbly onto the garden floor. Jiraiya-sama. Then she ripped the orange notebook out of his hands and threw it up in the air. Channeling chakra to a ring, the animal's head separated, revealing a fire seal. It opened, causing fire to spit out of the ring, incinerating the perverted notebook in the process. No, my precious notebook, Dry wept, crying anime tears. Anyway, I'd stop jumping around if I were you, young lady. By the way, nice ring. Thank you, Yugito replied. Naruto, I came to inform you about the Katsuki recently has been very active, and has already captured the Ibuchi Yugo Gobi not desert, the Raukubi. We have reason to believe that Fu and the Nanabi Jinjuriki will be next. She is in Takiru, the hidden waterfall village. Naruto expressions turned angry. At that, at the mention of the org- organization, this Akatsuki, Yukito squeezed his hand in an attempt to calm him down. I don't request for us. I have requested for us to travel to Takiguru as the precautionary precautionary measures, and Tsunade has agreed. We will be leaving first thing in the morning tomorrow. As for you, Yugito, you should be going. Now that you are even more vulnerable, you would just increase the chances of the Akatsuki getting a hold of Matabi. Yukito clicked her tongue in frustration, but knew it couldn't be helped. It was starting to get late in the afternoon, so Jiraiya left Naruto, heading off to train. Yo, Anko-san, you there? Naruto yelled as he approached training ground 44. The snake mistress dropped down from the top of a tree, landing in front of the fence. What can I help? What can I do for you, Naruto-kun? Anko asked. Seductively. Naruto shook it off and said, "I would like to fight you inside there." I mean, yeah, inside there. Sounds interesting. No holds barred, alright? Anko said while unlocking the metal gate. Right, let's begin. Naruto answered while dashing into the forest. Anko swiftly followed behind, tossing multiple kunais at him. Using a single kunai, he skillfully deflected and uh, barraged uh, before fleeing at the snake lady. She was almost hit if not for her reflexes. From the snake and tiger handseals, she whispered, Sinji, uh, Hashu, hidden shadow snake hands. Multiple snakes flew out of her sleeves towards Naruto. He formed the bird hand seal while his eyes morphed into the fabled Rinnegan. He yelled, Chiko Shodo. A giant hawk burst into existence and began catching the snakes one by one before disappearing. Naruto grabbed a kunai and started charging it uh, with Futon Chakra. Uh, Kotan, Ryuka no Jutsu. Uh, Anko spat a wave of flames at the Jinchuriki, temporarily stopping him from a hand seal, and shouted, Shito Shijuki. Water burst out of his mouth and met the flames head on, resulting in a layer of mist. He threw a kunai at Anko, whose only warning was a disruption in the mist and a buzzing sound. It clipped her left ear, blood pouring out of the wound. She licked her lips in enjoyment before flipping towards him and unleashing a volley of shuriken at the blonde. Shinra Tensei, Naruto shouted while running. The shuriken flew back at their owner at high speeds, causing the Tokubetsu Jonin to have a twist and control her body to avoid said projectiles. Naruto landed in a clearing before jumping up as Anko landed as well. Her where he wearing waving rock rat, ox, dog, horse, monkey, boar, tiger, Kantan, Goku, Metsuchi, Firestyle, Majestic, Demolisher, Flames. Naruto announced, Rinnegan blazing, and a tornado of fire shot out of his mouth in a concentrated stream aiming for the snake mistress. She narrowly avoided being burned to a crisp, though many trees were charging charred in the process. As a shield, the grass was uh, scarred, evidence of the power of his jutsu. Naruto finally dropped to the burnt floor, swinging from the tiger to snake. Mokan Hitsujutsu, Jokan Kotan. Uh, Trees sprang out of the floor uh, in rapid succession, and the grass regrew. Anko marveled in awe of this power. Makoto Saki no Jutsu, wood style, cutting spring jutsu. Naruto shouted, a trunk grew wooden spikes. This launched themselves at the snake lady. She cartwheeled around, nearly getting pierced by a couple of them. This is fun, she yelled, avoiding yet another killing spring. Tsk, Doton, Makuno Mangaraku no Jutsu, Earth style, hidden mole jutsu. The blonde whispered. The ground beneath him turned into fine particles, allowing him to sneak into the ground. He sneaked below Anko, undetected, before grabbing her leg and pulling her down. Just as the mistress entered the ground, he jumped out and hardened it, disallowing, uh, dislo- disallowing any from escaping. Motokan Jutsu, Iriso, Naruto yelled, causing 10 wisp-like branches to wrap around Anko's top half. What's this? She hissed. The branches expanded to the size of a normal tree trunk, growing higher and higher before uh, uh, coalescent into a single giant tree. Yield, Naruto said. She sighed and consented defeat. He smiled and released the jutsu. That was fun, he commented. When he went home, his fine fiancée was already sound asleep. He patted her stomach lovingly, saying, I know you're there, son. Please don't make thing difficult for your mom. Kushina brushed out in laughing, causing Naruto to crying in the void in the loud voices in his head. Minato grinned. Naruto-kun, you're like a natural father. Haha, hope to see my grandson or granddaughter soon, Kushina spoke. A blush crept into Naruto's face as he removed himself from the bed and walked to the backyard. He started working on his teleportation abilities. He scattered multiple Hiraishin kunai over the floor and teleported back and forth. Then he began carrying weights and teleporting. Needless to say, it was hard at first, but as his body adjusted to the weight, he could teleport at a normal pace. Every time he did, he added more weight. Eventually, he could teleport while carrying 50 kilograms of weight. By the end of the day, he could teleport like it was second nature when he removed the weights. His first jump was very fast. As he continued jumping from kunai to kunai, he accelerated, making any observers think that he didn't teleport to them in the first place. Training augmented by shadow clones, he actually trained 100 years of experience. Naruto finally decided to come back into the house at 9:30, where he spent 30 minutes making a milk pudding for his Heim. Uh, Wiping sweat off his brow, he placed the pudding into a discarded bowl and carefully placed it in the refrigerator. He then took out a pad of paper and ripped out a sheet. Naruto took his tanto and began channeling chakra to a certain seal. The white light chakra saber began transforming, reducing its size till it became a pin. He then began writing, "To my Nikoheim, ni Jukuto." By this time you read this, I probably would have left the village for the mission already. Early in the morning. Enjoy your breakfast, milk pudding made with lots of love. Rest well, my darling. Your fiance, Uzumaki Naruto. Satisfied, he tacked the note onto the fridge, unaware that Yukito was watching him the whole time, smiling. Naruto is so sweet, she thought before body flickering to the bed. The Kyuubi Jinchuriki stepped into the master bedroom and lay down next to his lover. Placing a hand protectively over her stomach, he closed his eyelids, thinking tomorrow is going to be a long day. The next morning, sunlight streamed into the room and hit his eyes. Out of here, he was still dream, still in dreaming. A vibration seal later, Naruto was wide awake. He had set it for 7:30 in the morning, enough time to prepare uh, materials. Sealing away Hiraishin kunai, uh, he donned his standard outfit, which with his stage cloak. He then sat down in the front garden, a special shrine to begin amassing chakra and nature energy. The gallant sage was jumping from rooftop to roof, escaping from a rampaging crowd of females who were trying to kill him for peeping at the hot springs. He then turned into a secular distract when the Namikaze compound was conveniently there. Was a high wall which he could easily cross at his height. Something is something in his gut told him that he shouldn't jump straight over it, so he sent a clone to test the waters. The moment the clone uh, jumped, it met to the face of the Uzumaki 36 layer self repairing elemental barrier. The outermost layer, ration sealed, ran 5,000 volts through it. It in innermost steel, uh, Count Count Coruscantly of Naruto, was the power of the Bansho Tinin, which from Jiraiya's own collection of seals and fighting Itachi, he was irony. Uh, he the irony. Nami no kunai. Wait, hold on. Bancho Tinin drew the poor color through the next 34 layers, a mix of Amaterasu flame straight from Dry's own collection of seals after fighting Itachi. Oh, the irony. Nami no Kuni's uh, raging waters, 6 inches thick earth from Iowa, and tornadoes from Tamari's fan that were sealed as gifts. Next came wood cutting springs, weapons, animals, and you name it. He has it. By this time, the clones entered the compound through the last layer. It was no longer recognizable as a clone. It was a pile of wet ashes with bloodstains. It bright red. Jiraiya gulped the Uzumaki and their seals. Overkill. He now understood why people wanted to destroy Uno Kunai. I think that's the Uzumaki village. He had no doubt that Minato had played a part in this. Naruto raised an eyebrow, his eyes still closed, as he detected a new presence. He spoke strangely. Ever heard of knocking? Dryas sweat dropped and jumped from the roof to the gates. He politely knocked on the steel frame and called, "Are you ready to go, Naruto-kun?" "Hi, let's go," he said. Standing up, he pulled a giant scroll that was leaning against one of the pillars of the shrine and carried it on his back. "Konoha Gates. We'll make our moves now," Dry said. "The Eternal Guard's flash papers have a safe trip," they yelled through, though they knew that it was going to be anything but safe. The pair tore down the road to Taki, a long way from Konoha. It was 2 days' worth of sprinting, so it was decided that they would stop at a hotel for the night. Of course, they trained along the way. They were about to take uh, changes they weren't about to take chances with the Akatsuki. Back in Konoha, Yukito smiled as she took the pudding out from the fridge and set it on the table. She slowly bit into it, savoring every single part of this breakfast. Her Bion might not be coming back for another week. Later that evening, "It seems like a good place to be settling down for the night," Dry said, gesturing to the hotel on the right. They had arrived at a small town still quite a distance away from Takegichuru. The master and student pair booked into a room at the penthouse, after which Dry said that he would go out to scout around. Naruto snorted and muttered, more like that research of his. Putting down his scroll, he sat on the bed and crossed his legs. Greenish aura began surrounding him and began infusing sage chakra. Suddenly he felt a presence at the balcony, causing his guard to go up. When he opened his eyes, he saw a man in a black cloak. His face was unmistakable, though. "Uchiha Itachi," Naruto spat. That is the end of that chapter. We're going to the next one. The Uchiha Massacre. Previously, Uchiha Itachi, Naruto spat. "Naruto-kun, firstly, I'm here as an ally. Can I come in?" The Uchiha prodigy spoke. "Why should I trust you?" Naruto said. Itachi sighed. "I know you can kill me right where I am standing, especially in my current state." "Which is?" Naruto asked surprisingly. "Dying." Um, Oh, please, it's not for you. Sasuke wouldn't be the vengeful guy he is today," Naruto said. "Yes, that is true. But not for me. Konoha would not be what it is today. A successful city," Itachi replied. Stepping inside, he said, "I think it's time you knew about the truth behind the Uchiha massacre." Naruto raised an eyebrow, though he didn't do anything to stop his interesting Itachi took this as a sign of interest. "I'm a man of many signs, though I had two that were the worst. First, I love Konoha too much. Secondly, I love Sasuke too much. Back then I was an Anbu captain. As I think you know, the Uchiha clan was planning a coup to overthrow the Sendami. As I loved the village more than my own clan, I reported it to the Sendame. The elders forced the Sendame into making me kill the Uchiha before this rebellion could occur. As mentioned earlier, I love Sasuke too much. Looking back, I should have just killed him along with the rest of the clan. I requested the Sendame for permission to leave my brother out of the massacre, to which he agreed. The rest is history. Naruto nodded, satisfied with the explanation. Why did you join the Akatsuki then? Itachi looked around, scanning the area. Naruto understood and formed a few hand seals. Fujitsu, Bun Cape, he whispered. I placed a privacy seal. Your words are now just between you and me. Between me and you. Itachi looked slightly relieved before saying, I am a spy for Jiraiya-sama. Naruto was thinking something along the lines of, what the fuck? Yes. My, my leaving the village was actually a corn cover for Jiraiya-sama to spy on the Akatsuki, as I'd imagine you'd ask, why then did I fight Jiraiya-sama the previous time we met? Well, we were in pursuit of the presence of Kisame and couldn't risk blowing my cover. He had to act like he only knew as a Nukin and uh, he had to capture. Anything beyond that, and we would have been discovered, Itachi explained. Okay, so why are you here? Naruto asked. To give you a new power and new responsibility, Itachi said. The Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Nani? Naruto yelled. Why did every single dying guy with a dojutsu give it to him? Hi, my cousin Uchiha Shisui gave me his Mangekyo Sharingan to stop the uh, coup through Koto Matsukami. Since I slaughtered the clan, the only one more is for only one more use for it. To help you correct my mistake of not killing Sasuke here. What I'll do, I'll give you both my eyes, then I'll give you Shisui's eye, which is in this crow of mine. Do you understand, Naruto-kun? Hi. Kurama spoke up. Naruto-kun, I can help you copy one eye's gentle, genetic code to another. You can give the spare eye to Yugito-chan. Great idea, Naruto thought, as Itachi removed his eyes and handed it to him. Naruto did the same and replaced the Rinnegan into storage jar for many years from in the storage jar from many years ago. He took out both of his original eyes and attached them in his eye sockets. Next, he took out one and pulled in the one of Itachi's eyes, placing the other Sharingan in the storage jar, as well as the original one he just removed. Kurama did her work and copied Itachi's Sharingan onto the original eye. So now Naruto had 3 of Itachi's Sharingan, 2 he just used, and the other one stored for Yugito. Next, Shisui's eye. Again, Naruto removed the one Sharingan and replaced it with Shisui's eye, with Shisui's healthy Mangekyo. Shisui's eyes morphed into the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Kurama copied it onto the other Sharingan, so he had both. Finally, he placed Itachi and Shisui's other eye into the storage jar and sealed them. Summary, it was a messy job. Naruto stepped into the bathroom and watched his aura eyes bleed red, turning into the Curse Sharingan. The 3 Toma began spinning and warping into new pinwheel pattern. The Price Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Channeling more chakra, the pattern converts into a single point and at the purple before spreading back into rings. The red turned pinkish and then purplish. The divine Rinnegan. Satisfied, he stepped out of the bathroom. Itachi said, "Here's a clan manual on the Sharingan. Promise me you'll treasure it." "I will," Naruto assured. Taking the Uchiha manual from the missing nin, suddenly the blonde snapped his fingers. An idea surfaced through. Clapping his hands together, Naruto said, "Jokundo." As the king uh, of Hell's head burst out from the ground. "Itachi, I'll try to heal you." A tongue grabbed the ex-Zanbu captain and put him into his head. A few minutes later, Itachi was out, with both eyes intact and a healthy body. "That was creepy, to say the least," Itachi said, smiling. The stoic Uchiha smiled. Naruto would get rich if he ever got photos of this phenomenon. Uh, Phenomeno. Thanks again, Genie. Uh, Johnny, Itachi said goodbye before disappearing into a murder of crows. The next morning, Naruto woke up stretching his arms. "That was a weird dream. I think I must have fallen asleep while meditating," he thought. Walking into the bathroom, he picked up his toothbrush and applied some toothpaste. Then he put it in his mouth and began brushing. That's when he looked into the mirror and saw his Rinnegan looking like a Sharingan. He almost broke the toothbrush in this new design. The Sharingan was the innermost ring with all three Toma uh, pre- present and the background red. But outside, when the other rings were, the Rinnegan was its normal light purple. "The hell!" It morphed, Naruto shouted, causing some of the toothpaste to be spat out into the sink. After he completed brushing his teeth, he picked up the clan manual and found his nightstand and began reading. 3 hours later, Naruto had finished the entire tome and read it multiple times. He was about to go searching for the pervert sage when Jiraiya stepped into the room and said, "I'm back. Let's book out and carry on going to Taki." Naruto nodded and slid the manual into his pocket. He began sprinting alongside Jiraiya. After they left on the way, he told his sensei about what happened that transpired last night. "Interesting. Show me." Jiraiya requested. Naruto channeled chakra to his eyes. The blue turned purple, while the innermost ring warped into a crimson red. The three Toma appeared, spinning rapidly. First time I've seen it," Jiraiya commented, waving 5 hand seals. Naruto shouted, "Kuchi no Jutsu." Gamakichi burst into existence, yelling, "But lizard sweat toads bad. Ma, until he released he had been summoned." What do you need, Naruto-kun?" Extracting the storage jar from his seal, he placed it to the toad. "Bring this to Yugito-chan and in Konoha, and don't leave until she personally receives it, understand?" "This is important," Naruto ordered. Looking into the jar, Gamakichi gasped. Um, there was one normal eye and 3 Mangekyo Sharingans, and 2 Rinnegan. If this fell into the wrong hands, Gamakichi nodded, giving a salute. "Yes, sir." Naruto smiled and gave him some candy. Kurama-chan, please inform Matatabi about what to do with these eyes." Naruto thought. "Hi." And with that, the pair continued on their journey, training along the way as usual. Taki Ginshuru. They arrived to see a giant waterfall, no shit, with a forest at the top. In the forest there was a single giant tree, marking the location of the hidden village. Naruto closed his eyes and opened them wide, revealing his Sharingan. As he doubled it, this village has a barrier protecting it. Scaling the cliff face to the forest is not an option. The moment Jiraiya heard those words, barrier, he uh, paled visibly. No thanks to his Shadow Clone's encounter in the previous chapter, which had its memories returned to the original. Naruto swept the area with his super enhanced dojutsu and said, "There are cave systems underwater. which will lead to the entrance. It's our only way in. Follow me. Naruto dived into the lake, tailed close by the white-haired sage. After a series of twisting and turning passages, the pair surfaced at the underground lake and in the mountain. Halt! State your business in Takashira. A guard on duty shouted. Visit Jiraiya and handing over the papers and his signing pass. The guard inspected the papers and dropped to his knees. Good evening, Jiraiya-sama and Namikaze-sama. He spoke fearful, Koton uh, thrice. That was a quick change in attitude, Naruto thought, sweat dropping. Please follow me to see our humble village leader, Shiboku-sama, as the guard said, leading them to a set of stairs, which were quickly absent by the trio. He signaled to another guard to take over his duty at the lake, knocking on a wooden door. Enter, a voice spoke within the room. The guard opened the door before saying, Shibuku-sama, these are Jiraiya-sama of the Sannin and Namikaze-sama, the Kiro Sensei and Shirakiba Sinjin. Naruto raised an eyebrow at the number of titles, while Jiraiya was crying anime tears that his student had surpassed him. Welcome. What do you need in my humble village? Shibuki asked, smiling. Nothing much. Just to visit some sightseeing, Jiraiya answered. Shibuki, we suspect the Akatsuki will target your village. Your village is Jinjuriki. Nabani no Fu. Very soon, Naruto said directly, cutting the crowd. Shibuki asked, please tell me you've come to protect her. The village hates her a lot, and the shinobi only see her as a weapon. Naruto clenched his fist in anger, just like me. Except for the shinobi, huh? Yes, we are here to prevent her capture. Thank you. That kind leader said. By the way, you are all invited as guests of honor to the Animal Waterfall Festival. Once again, you have my sincerest thanks. No problem. It's my duty to proceed to protect fellow Jinjuriki, Naruto said, turning around and leaving the room. Jiraiya raised his eyebrow at his maturity. Naruto had really grown up. Strolling along a disciplined road, the pair saw their charge, a mint green haired Konoichi with orange eyes. She then sent them a hateful glare. It must be another one of those stupid villagers uh, gonna get insulted again, Fu thought. Hi, Fu-san. Naruto greeted cheerfully. She gasped. Another human, apart from Shibuki, had actually acknowledged her existence. Then her emotions changed from surprise to uh, doubt to suspicion. I don't know you, Fu asked cautiously. There's no need to be suspicious. 7, Naruto said. I'm Uzumaki Naruto. 9. Suddenly everything clicked in her. This was the QB Jinjuriki. What are you doing here in Taki, Uzumaki-san? Protecting you, of course, Naruto replied. The Akatsuki have captured one of my friends, Gara the Kazukage. 3 of the Yodami Mizuki, who I just defeated last week. 4, 5, and 6. Who I do not know. We have reasons to believe you are next. Being 7. Counting, she asked. Who to say you won't capture two first? Naruto said calmly. I am. He has about to elaborate when a toad burst into existence. Naruto-kun, I've handled Yukito-san the jar. She insisted that I wait until she finished cooking, which was why I took so long to get back. She wanted me to give you this. Gamikichi spoke, pulling out a scroll from his bag. Opening it, he slammed his wetted foot onto the storage yield, shimmering a lunchbox, appearing. It's Gyoza, the toad commented, as Naruto opened it and revealed 10 dumplings, with a sanger of villagers, vinegar, and ginger. Alright, thank you for your hard work, Kichi, Naruto said, handing him some candy, after which he expelled. So Fu continued feeling awkward for the sudden appearance of a toad. Then her expression turned jealous. After explaining what the toad said, I presume that Yukito's your girlfriend, Fu asked. She had always wanted to be loved by someone. No, Naruto replied, raising his ring finger. We're engaged. Fu's jaw dropped. A Jinchuriki has ex- uh, experienced love, much less engaged. Who is this willing? Who, ugh, who is she to willingly marry a Jinchuriki? Fu asked. Naruto spoke. One herself. She is too. Instantly, Fu got what he meant. No wonder two was not captured yet. Anyway, the Akatsuki will be coming after you sooner or later, so we're here to protect you uh, for the time being. Uh, when we leave, uh, when we leave for Kumo to C8, I'll give you something else to protestant. What makes you think you can protect me? Fu asked. This is Jiraiya of the Sani, and additionally, Naruto handed her a bingo book, with the entire 5 minutes later, and Fu's jaw dropped. Yep, the entire was that long. Um, the entry was that long. Fu looked up at Naruto, who changed chakra to his eyes, then immediately morphed colors, warping to the pattern of the Sharingan. What a mouthful. Now I believe we're clear here. My suspicion is the Akatsuki will attack during the Waterfall Festival, Naruto said. Good thinking, Jiraiya thought. Take this, Naruto said, handing over Hiraishin Kunai to Fu. Whenever you're in trouble, like facing the Akatsuki, throw it onto the floor. I'll teleport to your position. Fu implanted the kunai into a 50 meters away. Naruto disappeared in the yellow flash before throwing the kunai back at Fu's feet. Then he teleported back. Well, that's all. By the way, I noticed you're jealous when you knew I had a girlfriend, Naruto commented, causing Fu to blush. I have someone in mind for you. He landed in a whispering something to Fu, which was in, incoherent to Jiraiya. That was the point. No, the guy wasn't Jiraiya. When Naruto told the name to Jiraiya, too, the Sanins nickered. I also got a way to change this village mindset regarding Jinchuriki, Naruto said, much to Fu's surprise. They won't know what hit 'em. Naruto grinned. Katsuki hideout. A masked man said, Hidan and Hakuzu, you're next. Task is to take the Nabuki who resides in Takarizu. Hi, Leader-sama. They echoed. Kisame smirked. It was back to his hometown, after all. That is the end of chapter 32. The Accused Keki Ginkai. Previously, Kakuzu smirked. It was back to his hometown, after all. Let's move, Hidan. Kakuzu spoke. Haha, finally, more blood. His unstable pattern yelled, bloodlust evident in his eyes. Whatever, quit yakking and let's move on. Hakusu said gruffly. Yeah, Hidan answered, moving out the door. Looks like the Waterfall Festival is approaching in 1 day's time. It's a good time to capture the Jinchuriki. If I know the villagers well enough, they hate our target and won't pay her much attention. During the merrymakings, Hakuzo spat with hatred for the village. After all, they had done the same thing to him. They had sent him
on a mission to assassinate the Sodami Hokage. When he returned after failing the mission, they abstracted him. Those villagers, it's not like they could kill the Sandame. The next day, Shibuki took the traveling duo around Tabuki and its landmarks. It's in all, it was a beautiful place. What a nice village. Too bad the villagers aren't as nice. Well, I had a plan anyway, Naruto told Shibuki. Oh, what's this plan? Shibuki asked, interested. A plan to change this village's mindset. About Jinjuriki, he said, whispering to Shibuki. His eyes widened. That just might work, he said. All right. See you tomorrow at the Waterfall Festival, Jiraiya said. What do you have in mind, Gaki? Naruto smirked. It starts with a K and ends with I and has 12 letters between. Um, the day of the Waterfall Festival. In the afternoon, Naruto got up and got up on storage at the opening ceremony. Now I am honored to invite the guests of honor to give a speech, Shibiki said, causing the crowd to uh, ballistic with applause. Alright, here goes. I'm Uzumaki Naruto of Konoha. Came here for a visit. I am pleased to see that I love the tour given by your village's leader, Shibiki-san. What a nice village. You have. Naruto started and the crowd went uh, bananas. But I'm disappointed in some aspects of your village, like how you treat your Jinjuriki, Fu. Did you know she stopped the Nanabe from rampaging the village? Yet this is how you all repay her, Naruto said. She's nothing but a demon. Yeah, she's a freaking weapon, were some responses of the rampant crowd. Sigh, if that's how you all see her, then I have no choice, Naruto said, shutting his eyes. When he reopened them, the Sharingan was blazing. Koto Matsukami. A silent ensured as the population of Tataki was caught by a genjutsu of the highest caliber. Listen, citizens of Tatsuku. You do not hate Fu, your Jinchuriki. In fact, you like her and adore her, for she is your savior and protector, understand? Everybody nodded dumbly. Naruto smiled and released the jutsu. That wasn't so hard, now was it? He commented. The Taki villagers began thanking Fu, who smiled at the newfound attention. Now the annual Waterfall Festival officially begins, Shibaki announced, and the crowd dispersed for their various activities. That went well, Jiraiya said, giving him a thumbs up. Naruto smiled. Suddenly Fu came and hugged him. Thank you so much. I can finally enjoy life, Fu said, and happiness in Fu said the happiness in her life ever. No problem. However, it's not over yet. The Akatsuki still might come after you today. As if to prove him right, a pair of Akatsuki members just killed two of the guards at the lake entrance. Whoa, where's the Jinjuriki? Kazuka said, jumping up the stairs. I sense two large chakra pools. They're here, Naruto said to his two companions, moving them to the outskirts of Taki for the incoming uh, destructive fight. Look what we have here. Chujin jerky. I guess it's my lucky day, he then said, immediately lunging towards Naruto. Hidan, Hakuzu was about to warn him when he uh, when his impatient partner engaged the QB Jinjuriki. Raising his scythe, the John followed, slashing it into the ground where Naruto was a second ago. Damn, you're fast. I'll give you that, Hidan complimented when Naruto drew a kunai and reached for his face, earning the Monsochin a gash on his left cheek. Hi, that felt good, Hidan said, licking the blood. Naruto immediately questioned his sensei. He remembered the blood of Anko. Uh, Hidan swiped his scythe across, narrowly missing Naruto. Mikudon Hijutsu, Jukin Kotan, Naruto yelled, holding the snake hand seals which stared directly into the eyes of Hidan. Trunks burst out of the ground surrounding the area with a dense forest. A wood user, Kakuza observed. You can run, but you can't hide. Hidan yelled out the clinic phrase as Naruto teleported away. Found you, Hidan said triumphantly as he impaled Naruto with the scythe. Suddenly, the image of the blonde melted. Amaterasu, the real Naruto said from behind, aiming the flames at the Akatsuki. Hidan ducked. The flames rolled towards him and threw a lance at Naruto, forcing Naruto focused on it. The air around the lance wrapped the weapon into another dimension. Kurama, Naruto whispered. That was an explosive lance, you little fucker. Naruto shouted vulgarly. Then you shouldn't have brought it here, dumbass. Naruto retaliated. You can have it back. From his right eye, he launched. The lance was ejected to Hidan at high speeds. The lance impaled him in the heart, which would have killed him if not for Hidan's mortality. Oh, wait, why are you not dead? Naruto yelled. Ex- uh, ex- yeah. Experience. I'm immortal. Duh, Hidan answered. Like it was the most obvious thing in the world. Okay, that just made you a whole lot easier to fight, Naruto said. Sarcasm dripped from every single word. Kakuzu Zukuno. Fire style. Uh, cran- ugh, cranium cavern. Uh, Kakuzu shouted, causing a large beam of fire to launch itself at our blonde hero. Futon Asugi, wind style, pressure, damage. Hakuso yelled after his first jutsu caused him to mix and form a powerful technique. Shit, it's too fast to avoid or absorb. Naruto grimaced at the incoming onslaught. Uh, Tore through the trees. In Ethereal grayish flames surrounded him and manifested into a ribcage. Soon they formed into a giant skeleton warrior. Susanoo! A shield grew itself around a left arm, facing the threat. Yato no Kazumi, Yamato Mirror, Naruto shouted. The firestorm collided with the eight-span mirror, resulting in a giant explosion which damaged Hidan. Hey, those are my arms you just ripped off, Hidan's head yelled, annoyed. That gives me an idea, Naruto thought, as he watched the immortal slowly attempt to reform. Um, he may not be able to die, but as long as he isn't here, what does it matter? Kurama, Naruto announced, blowing Hidan's head into his dimension. Wait, no, not Kurama. Kamui. I've been saying Kurama. Well, Kamui, Naruto announced, blowing Hidan's head into his dimension. With his head, he basically, he's basically useless in the world. In his dimension, he can't do anything without his body. Tisk, I didn't need that fool anyway, Hakusu growled, doing a few hand seals. Ration, Gin, lightning style, false darkness. A distance created made out of black threads with a lightning mask burst out of Kakuzo's back and headed towards Naruto with a beam of lightning charging in its mouth. Naruto's cloak gained a bright yellow hue as he entered BG mode, a sharp, constant contrast to his black Susanoo, which was disappearing. The creature fired the elemental chakra at Naruto, who yelled "Futon Respirin." As the C-rank wind technique clashed with the B-rank lightning technique, the elemental advantage began kicking in. That would have caused the technique to cancel each other out, but Naruto wouldn't just have left it at that. Uh, Pouring more chakra into the move, the Gale Palm tore through the lightning beam and hit the lightning mass straight in the face, destroying it. Hakuto clicked his tongue um, irritated, irritatedly. Hidan repositioned no jutsu, secret uh, scaled snake jutsu. Fu shouted, ex- exhaling a large amount of fine powder into the area. It began shining so brightly that it blinded the nearby people who didn't possess a dojutsu. Uzumaki-san, now's your chance. The Nibi told him through the tailed beast plane. Naruto nodded and sped off towards Kakuzo's direction. Kakuzo felt a presence near him and brought his guard up. A moment later, Naruto kicked the Akatsuki in the face, causing him to stumble back. Kakuzo growled and formed a hand seal. The rest of his threaded animals burst out from his back and attacked Naruto. With Jutsu, Moton Mono Jutsu, a wood dragon burst out of the ground and wrapped around one of the three creatures, biting off its white water mask, effectively destroying it. However, the other creatures were still firing off jutsus at Naruto, who shouted Moton Jiki Keki, Wood Style, World of Trees Wall. Timber sprung out of the floor and wrapped around the one another and formed a giant net which withstood the B-ring combination jutsu. Naruto then manifested part of Susanoo, in particular the ribcage and some skeleton arms, with chakra flame swords jumping towards the Orgamish with his red sword. He sliced through them effortlessly, yet they seem to be able to regenerate. That's it. Um, Aim for the mask, and only solid part of those beasts, Naruto thought, morphing the flames from his sword into a giant bow. Using sharp transformation, using shape transformation, he uh, uh, shaped the Matarasu flames in an arrow. Dragging the eternal bow back, he released the arrows towards the wind, masking creature at high speeds. Shotan, Inton, Susanoo Gurutsu, Blaze Style, Susanoo Flame Control. The arrows caught the original strength in the mass, setting fire to it and annihilating it. Despite its foolish attempt to put out the black flames with it was heading towards it. The remaining fire-matched creature stepped out into the open. After the blinding dust had worn off, Kuso the Sharingan. Kakuzo cursed after he could see properly again following Fu's jutsu. The creature gave a low, guttural sound. Naruto smirked, charging towards it while his Susanoo disappeared, drawing dozen of Hiraishin kunai. He tossed them at the creature, who was knocked back by the barrage. Teleporting to the one in front of the beast, he kicked it further back, while summoning a shadow clone. The clone teleported to another kunai surrounding the creature and began rapidly slashing at it with the kunais, while Naruto charged a Rasengan. Finally, the clone teleported behind the original and kicked him towards Naruto before dispelling. Naruto shouted, Hireshin, Juko Shuno Rindo Zinken, Flying Thunder God, Celestial Air Slice Style 0. Slamming the Buji-powered Rasengan into the creature's fire mask, it immediately shattered into smithereens, uh, eliminating all the mask Kakuzu had. Now the only main guy. Naruto thought uh, sprinting to the remaining Akatsuki, who was engaging Fu in Jiraiya and Taijutsu. Hey Hakuzo, Naruto hollered, finally recognizing him from the bingo book. Hakuzo turned to him, which was a big mistake considering Jiraiya blindsided him with the punch.
Naruto clapped his hands, shouting, Sinful! Makuno Shinjutsu, Seijar, wood style, true several thousand hands. A titanic wood statue that easily dwarfed three Kurumas standing on top of one another rose from the ground. It had thousands arms and hands behind it, and its main two hands were clasped as if it prayed, while its legend legs were in the meditation position. Upon its head was Naruto, and behind him was a wood golem with a wood dragon wrapped around it. Sitting in the statue's lap with Kuruma's herself, roaring at Hakuso. Oh shit, he thought as Naruto activated Susanoo, which enhanced the whole statue and its occupants in his grayish eternal armor. Chiju Kibutsu, Summit Enlightenment. Naruto followed up the Thousand Sands heading toward Hakuza in a form of fist, making his escape futile. Meanwhile, he had already teleported through Jiraiya to his diminished teleportation to escape the calamity. Thousands of creatures formed in the terrain as the first collided with Hakuzu and the surrounding area. By now, it must have been obvious to Hakuzu that Hakuzu was no more. We did it, Naruto told Jiraiya and Fu when he teleported them back out, surviving the damaged environment. Jiraiya said, "Nope, you did it." He laughed. Right. By now, the civilians had gathered to see the commotion. Kurama and the Susanoo had dispelled. The only sign left was the gargantuan state snickering into the floor. Shibuku smiled. Looks like you're killing both Akatsuki members. Not quite the one that is dead. Was a new was a missing nin from your village, but the other was immortal. Though it looks like he will spend the rest of eternity unable to do anything. Dry and Fu simultaneously shouted invol- involuntarily at the thousands of uh, at the thought of the crushing head that that they met when taking cover in Naruto's dimension. Uh, Thanks, Kami. Shibuki spoke. I don't know what I would have done if Fu was captured. Um, you really like her, don't you? Naruto whispered, rhetorically smirking. Shibuki choked, saying, "What? What? No." Scanning the young village leader briefly with his Sharingan, Naruto replied, "Don't lie. I can read your thoughts." "Well, go on. Then what are you waiting for?" We'll be leaving for Kumo, Shibuku-san, Jiraiya said, causing Naruto to clench his fist. He had a score to settle with the Raikage about what he did 4 years ago. That is the end of chapter 33. I'll do one more chapter. The solution. Previously, he had a score to settle with the Raikage for what he did 4 years ago, forcing an unwilling participate into a marriage just to gain political leverage was not in the last morals. If he was becoming the Hokage, he would make sure it never happened to his subordinates. By the way, take this to the Hokage for me. Alright, Shibiki said, handing over a scroll. It was an alliance. Naruto smiled. Of course. We will leave now, seeing you have some business to attend to. Naruto spoke, looking pointedly at his fellow Jinchuriki who blushed. On the road to Kumo, they had cut through Yubi no Kiri, land of snow, Ota no Kuni, land of sound, Yu no Kune, and Shibuya no Kune, land of frost, to get to Kumo, which had to be in a peninsula. Hold on, I don't know that word. Peninsula. 5 days' journey at least, Jiraiya said. 3 at our speed, Naruto retorted, using Shinra Tensei to fly and proper look propel him towards Kumo at high speeds, forcing Jiraiya to catch up with him using chakra. Chibako Shodo, Naruto shouted, causing a carrier pigeon to appear. Take this to Hokage-sama, Naruto ordered. In it nodded and grabbed hold of it with its claws, taking off to Hi no Kunai. 4 days later, the pair arrived at Kumogaraku, mostly because Naruto pushed Jiraiya to travel within 3 instances of 5 days, but Jiraiya slowed them down for 3 to 4. Halt! State your name and business in Kumo, the guards recited at the same time. Bored as hell. I'm Jiraiya of the Sannin, and this is my Princess Uzumaki Naruto. Jiraiya said calmly, handing over the papers. We wish to seek an audience with your Kage. The guard nodded and let them through. Raikage Mansion. Naruto took a deep breath and knocked. Enter, Raikage spoke. Raikage-sama, we're here to inform you of the Akatsuki. Naruto said after Jiraiya entered. The Akatsuki? A asked. Jiraiya spoke. Hi, Ai-sama. The Akatsuki has recently been active and have captured the Ibuki, Sabuki, Yugito, Gobito, and Rokubi 4 days ago. We were in Take with the belief that the Nibuki Jinchuriki was next, which was proven right when the Akatsuki members Hiruzen and Hidan came after her while the village was celebrating the Waterfall Festival. Then the Raikage pressed, my apprentice killed both of them, Jiraiya said. Naruto scoffed. From the way Naruto was the one who got Jiraiya to speed up towards Kumo. You could hardly tell that Naruto was his student. In fact, any outsider would have thought that it was the other way around. Considering Jiraiya's partner and Naruto's eras of movement. You determined both, the Raikage asked. Incredible. Hi. In fact, one is immortal, but I separated his head from his body permanently, allow me, Naruto said before teleporting in and out of his dimension. He placed Hidan's cursed head onto the desk. The Raikage. Fuck you, Hidan yelled uh,
Where's my body, you asshole? Naruto took out some seal paper and proceeded to draw, before slapping it onto his head. Immediately Hidan was silenced, though. You could still clearly see his mouth moving. That's some colorful laughing, A said. Well, anyway, now we believe that your Jinchuriki Killer Bee is next, so we're here to give extra protection, Dry said as Naruto sucked the head back into his dimension. What makes you think I can't protect him myself? The Raikage snapped angrily. Just like you couldn't protect Nabi, Naruto uh, retorted, uh, yeah, signaling for Dry to leave the room. As this was getting personal, A calmed down visibly, as he could not deny that. From what I hear, the Navy wasn't captured. That's a relief, he said, though she was missing 4 years ago. Naruto gave a humph. She found a village. The Rikage's eyes widened in realization. Konoha. Do you know her? Naruto raised his right finger, and the precious ring glowed under the challenger, yeah, channel lighting up the office. We're engaged. Good, A said, much to Naruto's surprise. I thought you forced her into a political marriage. Why do you sound happy? Actually, this was the council's doing. I treated her like a daughter. I never had, uh, and respected her decisions. I would never force her into marriage. Also, the Lightning Dioma's son sent a marriage proposal to Kuma. The council insisted that I marry her off to that boy. Of course, I didn't want to, but the elders all wanted her to in order to gain leverage. I was then forced to marry her off, though the next day after Yukito ran away, uh, the the least I could do was stop my hunter Nin from going after her, and pray that she found another hidden village, A explained. Naruto nodded in understanding. It so it wasn't you. It's every cog like you. Uh, bend to the council's will. Raikage's side probably. This is a military distract ugh, dictatorship. Action within the village should be control. Solidly, but solely by you. When I become Hokage, I will pass a law about the final decision only being made by me and any other Kage. Past or present, Naruto suggested. When A asked, referring to Naruto's talk as if he was already the Kage, are you wanting to be Hokage? Naruto smirked. Oh, please. I know the council thoughts when I see them. If I could, they would have kicked Tsunade Buchan and replaced her with me as Kage. Oh, so you think you're Kage material? The Red Kage asked. I don't think so. I know so. It's in my blood, Naruto said, flashing around the room before returning to his seat, as clenching his fist. You're the Yellow Flash's son. Yes. I will give you my blessing to marry Yuto if you can beat me in a duel, the Raikage said, um, instinctually in testing out the abilities of his arch nemesis' son. You're on, Naruto said, eager to test his skills against a Kage. Um, a, ch- a chuckled. This boy had no sense of formality whatsoever. You can do it, Naruto-kun, Minato said from the mindscape. The previous time Minato had clashed with A, both were joining and entered in a stalemate. However, just before they left, Minato said that the next time they met, it was to put the title of Kage on the line. Eventually, uh, both did make it to Kage, though they never met again, as both were too caught up in fighting the common enemy of the Kage's paperwork. Suddenly, a young woman with light gray hair, burst into the office. Reikage-sama, sorry to interrupt, but there are two men in black cloaks with red clouds that have just entered the village. From what I hear from Jiraiya-sama, those are Uchiha Itachi and Hakushi Kisame of the Akatsuki. Calm down, my be Naruto. I'll let you handle this, A ordered. Hi, Raikage-sama. Naruto spoke, flashing away. Kuma entrance. A bright yellow flash burst into the area. Naruto-kun, it is important that you have to take down uh, four of our members by yourself, Itachi spoke, removing his straw hat. Deidara Sasori, Hidan Kakuzo. If you counted Orochimaru, five. The previous time they clashed, but Akatsuki members had came out faithfully wondering the future was looking bleak for both Akatsuki. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, Naruto shouted, creating a clone. Kisame, I'll take the Bushin, you take the original, Itachi said, winking at Naruto, which went unnoticed by the Shark Man. Then fine, that's fine with me, Itachi-san. Kisame replied, laughing, launching towards Naruto, his sword in hand, swinging it down hard in a brutal chop. It created a giant crater which Naruto was standing. The blonde dodged the spun and spun his body in a roundhouse kick towards the swordsman's head. Kisame grabbed his leg and was about to throw him down to the ground. When he flashed away outside of Kuma, the Raikage would not be happy if his village was destroyed. Kisame growled, riding on his water wave after him. Shibuku Butsu Shuna. The swordsman yelled, causing water to erupt from the ground. Naruto smirked, activating his eyes briefly. Raiton Jibuki, lightning style. Electromagnet murder. His eyes immediately returned to their original state. Naruto wanted to test how strong he was without his dojutsu. Slamming his hand into the water current of Raishin chakra passed through the water, striking Kisame literally. You're good, Gaki, the swordsman said, admittedly grunting from the high voltage of electricity running through his body. Grabbing Samehada, he pulled it into the water. It came alive, shooting towards Naruto in instant velocity. He jumped back instinctively, using the Futon Chakra kunai to fight the sword's assault. It seemed to want his chakra, jumping sensitively at him. Naruto's sweat dropped. If he had told anyone that he fought a sword, they would laugh at him and call him for the instant of mental health. You want chakra. I'll give it to you, Naruto thought, reaching for his chakra coated his body. Yellowish orange flash flames licking his sage cloak and replaced it with the Buji mode cloak. The taste of Buji chakra was apparently too much for the sword, which seemed to overload and freeze, giving Naruto the opportunity to stab it into the floor. Doton Yono Kunai, Earth style, swamp of the underworld. The blonde called, creating a muddy swamp which would slowly slow down any possible motion from the sword. By this time, Kisame had approached Naruto and engaged him in taijutsu. After a 10-minute of kicking and punching, Kisame released that no matter what he did, it seemed that Naruto was 10-15 steps ahead of him at movement. It was strangely reminiscent of sparring with Itachi. At this moment, Kisame looked into his eyes, a mistake he would regret. Those eyes, like Itachi-san's, Kisame thought as Naruto whispered, Tsukuyomi. The whole world began turning a crimson red for the swirling man, complete with the moon. He began to sink in a bog, which was pulled down
No problem. He could breathe in water. However, his smug face was lost as when his hand touched the liquid, it was much thicker than water in quicksand. Naruto smirked. It was blood. The giant moon began a descent toward Kisame, seemingly intent to crush him. This was an idea he got from Tensei Shinin, Shattered Heavens, a Deva-Path jutsu that had high risk of being used in the real world, as it would obliterate its user, its victim, and any terrain within the mile radius due to its high impact, a result of using meteors from outer space. The moon crushed Kisame instantly, causing a monstrous amount of pain to him. The genjutsu repeated in loops, restarting from the sinking to the crushing, much like Izanami. This happened after 50 times before Naruto felt merciful and released the Tsukuyomi. 3 seconds passed in the real world, and Kisame collapsed to the floor, exhausted and psychologically traumatized. Now, Nigindo, Naruto shouted, raising his hand over the blue skittish man's skull. The body of Kisame distorted before whitish space was visible. His soul, Naruto spoke. This is the end of the tailless Biju. The soul extracted, and Akatsuki dropped to the floor lifeless. Leaving the body behind is risky. First, I'll decapitate him. Okay, then Amaterasu. Black flames burst from the ground, incinerating Kisame's head body as Naruto sealed the head for bounty. Information flooded his mind as Kisame's soul entered the King of Hell's head, causing Naruto to flinch. This man wanted truth, but was swindled by Madara's eyes of the moon plan. He could now see. He watched as Madara told Kisame about changing the world with a powerful genjutsu, the Mugen Tsukuyomi, Infinite Tsukuyomi. Madara's plan to combine the tailed beast into a statue which will then transform into the Jubi, 10 tails, and cast the genjutsu on the moon. The moon would reflect the Jubi's eyes, a Sharingan like Naruto, except with 9 tomo. The moon began being visibly everywhere in the elemental nations, would act as an eye looking at the world forever. Casting this reckless genjutsu were no hands free. Will Kisame live in a world of betrayal and dishonesty? Gladly agreed to join Madara to achieve a world free of lies. Madara was cunning. Naruto growled as he looked up again at Kumo, dispelling the clone. He told Itachi that was a good spar. Itachi nodded in acknowledgement and dispersed into crows. Time to meet the Raikage. Naruto thought, this appearing in a yellow flash. Enter the Raikage head, slightly impressed at the speed he had disposed of Kisame. Was any evidence. He had already been informed of Itachi's role as a spy in the Akatsuki by Jiraiya. It was a success. Kisame was taken down, Naruto said, unsealing the swordsman's head. Good. You may proceed to the bounty office and cash it in. We have the duel in 3 days. Time, A said. Meet Killer B. A man with tan skin stepped into the office. Yo, 9, I'm 8. Nice to meet you, fool. Yeah, fool. Be wrapped, or try to. Naruto winced. It was going to be a long week. In an Akatsuki hideout, Leader Sama, the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, was there. When we went to Kumo for Hanabichi and killed Kisame. Itachi reported through his ring. Madara growled. This QB Jinchuriki is becoming much more problem than I thought. Well, you may rest for now. In a week, I will invade Konoha to capture him myself. With that, the Akatsuki leader, Hangren vanished. The real self walked off to plan evil and destroy in his former village. And that is the end. I hope you all enjoyed and have a good day.